Right then, welcome in. Let's dive in. Let's dive in into the mix. Just having a look at the multiverse chat for a second. I'll just wait till a few more people join us. Nice push up, nice push up. Yeah, just keeping an eye on a couple of things as always on this monitor. Yeah, just watching Sonic, previously FTM, pushing up into some supply. Sol is hitting some supply. BTC is obviously pushing up. Bears are fucked. They're going hungry. They may as well go into hibernation for the summer. No, only joking. Was chatting to someone in the TRDR Discord earlier. About would you have taken a long yesterday on that wick down? For me, not personally. I think it's obviously a nice one that has played out, but I think, as we've probably mentioned this week, this is now kind of a manage your portfolio scenario. I think longs from a lot lower were very valid, and now this is a little bit of a manage your portfolio scenario, I would say. But we'll have a look at that in a little bit more further detail, obviously, on the Bitcoin price. Yo, what's up, people? Yeah, jump in, dive in the chat. So I think we all kind of know where we are, yeah? But we'll have a look together anyway, won't we? Few things to look at on BTC. Couple of good altcoin setups over the last 24 hours. Tweeted about those yesterday. If you didn't see those, there were some absolute beauts. And like someone mentioned in the chat yesterday, we're going to short everything. No, not really, because a lot of alts are still low down and lagging a little bit. So DeFi's been strong. CRV very, very strong. CRV's in a little bit of a parabolic curve, to be honest. STX very strong, and ICP strong. Still holding some 4-hour lows is ICP. So some nice charts all round, to be honest. BTC holding levels. We've been looking at holding, you know. So even playing like little day trade shorts yesterday on BTC. Let's go to a full window for a second and let's dive in. Let's have a look. Yeah, so even BTC yesterday got some pressure on it, obviously, like it's had in the last, 48 hours, really. But some real pressure on BTC yesterday. So, yeah, shorting BTC, day trade, scalps all the way. You're not getting much out of it. And even if you were following along in yesterday's chat, we got down to this level. There was no bid on that immediate 15-minute candle, but I did say to one of the guys, I think it was Rude Soup, if you're in, I said, look, you're at the key level now. You could just hold here. That is how it is. You're not necessarily going to just get nice big fat BTC diamond bids here, especially seeing as we are quite high up. I don't think spot players are going to be too interested in just absolutely bidding this up. So that's why, as mentioned before, you need to keep an eye on the perps market when you're pushing these extremes as we are now. A little bit of bid came in from spot, resting limit order there. Not too much. What was notable this morning, obviously, in the perps market, because it's very dynamic, the perps market, isn't it, okay, is the fact that the sell pressure dissipated. So we came down, end of the US session. You were still getting sells in here, which are all the red triangles here. That's BitMEX and Binance Futures selling into this zone. I woke up this morning, you've got more limit orders coming in, chasing, price up here. The bands in the lower depths, if you're unfamiliar with this, go grab a link from below and dive into the docs page. And DK of TRDR has actually got his course that is still very valid and relevant. You should all be diving into that straight away. Just bear with me for 2 secs. You should all be going into here first, okay? Docs page, absolute wealth of knowledge. But yeah, start here, lots of free stuff, videos as well, docs page there. But yeah, get yourself educated in here so you can dynamically, obviously, observe what you are actually seeing. So with me waking up this morning, okay, wanted to get the video out a little bit quicker this morning, because as I woke up, I'm like, holy shit, okay, we've got some hell of a bid here, yeah? So for me personally, it's not a case of getting mega bullish up here. You should be bullish in the lows, really. When we're dropping to demand and everyone's shitting the pants, that's when you should be getting bullish. But here, I'm certainly not now going to look for shorts with depth like this, okay? It's quite unusual, actually, to rise up into this resistance zone, okay, confirm these kind of areas, and then get a billion a billion aggregated book depth. Okay, a lot of it is coming from perps, and you can still see, you know, you can still see we've got it there. Okay, 2.5 to 5% away the main bid. You've got a 23 negative ratio now, so a slight bit of selling now. Never chase green candles up. You should be in from lower, even if you were scalping day trading from these range lows, as we were discussing in the Discord earlier. Okay, never chase green candles. Who knows, in these kind of heights, maybe you get some volatility, come right back down to 94 and then volley back up. Yeah, never chase green candles. Yo, what's up guys? Yeah, jump in. Sir or madam, you were first in the chat. Nice one. Yeah, jump in. If you've got any questions regarding the console, drop them in. If you've got any trade setups that you've seen, altcoins or whatever, then drop them in also. Or anything, even if you've seen anything in the stock market that's looking pretty nice. Tesla is uponly.com. Fuck you, bears. You're all fucked. I don't know how long we're going to continue this up move. I'm of the opinion that we still will get some summer doldrums. You know, selling may go away. Okay, yeah, possibly. But, you know, it's the 1st of May today. You could have another 4 weeks of uponly.com. Yeah, so let's have a look at some levels and bits and bobs. So very clear, very clear. Since probably Monday, Tuesday, okay, this is our old range here, so we can almost pretty much ignore that. We've been looking at these lows to hold here. You had these Asian session Monday lows here, and you've got the highs. Obviously, we've now taken the highs. That's absolutely fine, okay, but lows yesterday were swept, probably on some exchanges. Not all exchanges got a sweep down there in those lows. Why were we looking at that area to hold? It's the old range value area low. I'm not going to go over it in much detail now. Go and check out the video that I put out earlier, or check out Tuesday's video as well. But that's as simple as it gets, okay? Price is up here. It's holding pretty firm. Sellers are trying to sell price down. Perhaps we're getting quite aggressive. What are they doing? Are they doing a good job of moving price down to auction these lows? Okay, not really. They weren't, to be honest. Okay, so we have held those lows for now. It could be the case. Let me go to a 1 hour chart. It could be the case now, and this is what I put out earlier, that this is why you don't chase green candles. Okay, what I'd be looking for, if you don't just rip up, okay, and do a Hulk green candle and rip up, you've now got this on just a 1 hour basis. You've now got this previous zone here, haven't you? Okay, 95.4. If you're a bit of a classic TA trader, you now want that zone to hold and then up. All right, so that's as easy as it gets with the levels. That's all I'm looking for. Very simple. Okay, so with that being said, let's have a look at where that comes in. So that comes in, yeah, just you know, it's not much away, 1.5% away, something like that, not that far away. Max says, let me just have a look at the chat. You mentioned a study at the beginning of the video. Would you like to go over the study in your live session? Study? What do you mean, Max? Sorry, study? You mentioned a study at the beginning of your video. Just confirm what you mean by that, please, Max. What's your opinion on S and the giga spike in OI? Well, S is on a bit of a breakout, so you are going to get these big spikes up. There's a link for it, I think. Or what I'll do is in the Discord, I'll find the link for you. It's basically from King's College London. It's a while ago, 2023 now. Okay, and it's going through limit orders versus market orders, and then they pit that against certain algorithms and stuff. I'll try and find a link for you. I won't go over it in detail now because it'll just bore people, to be honest, but I will find the link for it. If I haven't got it somewhere to hand already, and I'll drop it in Discord for you. Right, so here we are, basically. So yeah, we could come down and just have a look left. We could come down and confirm some of this zone. Obviously, we're concentrating on perps. You've still got a cluster of resting limit orders just hanging around down there at those lower levels. Just let's have a clean look at those top levels and where they're coming in. Yep, so 93.8, so a little bit lower than the previous resistance zone here, but yeah, if we're going to get some volatility, that could be the case. Nice, someone's dropped in a 105k level a little bit higher there as well. What we'll do is we'll quickly do the usual, and we'll have a look at volume and open interest and stuff before we look at alts. I don't think you're going to gain much edge from volume right here, right now, to be honest. The only thing that I did see immediately earlier was, and I think the OGs are going to know what I'm going to say, is right into your lows here, okay? Retail traders in red, 10k and under order size, yeah? Okay, we're all retail. Don't get me wrong, we're all retail. It's just an industry term. Don't get your knickers in a twist or anything like that, you know? But retail traders, absolutely shorting the shit as I woke up this morning and saw the Asian session, shorting the shit out of this lower time frame area here. Not the way to do it. What are you getting on top of that? You're getting a rise in volume from perps, from spot, and you're getting a nice healthy rise in open interest as well. I say healthy open interest, it's quite up high now, but this is exactly what you want to see for momentum up and grind up, yeah? Volume up, open interest up, no divergences, retail traders getting short into that zone, okay? So that's the only thing I saw from the volume. Let's have a quick look at funding and stuff. Are we getting a rise in funding? Nothing spectacular at the minute. Open interest is rising, as I say. Let's have a look at a 1 hour basis. So open interest on the rise, but nothing extravagant. Okay, if you look at last week's push, look at your open interest rise there. Yeah. Nothing too extravagant yet on Bitcoin with regards to the open interest. Let me have a look at the deltas, because I know some of you nerds love a delta. Yep, so open interest delta up, obviously, because we're trying to break out. That never concerns me too much when you're kind of breaking out in a position. When the open interest can get hot and dangerous is when you're in them kind of distribution supply zones. Price isn't really going very far, you know. You always ask yourself, what is price trying to do? Price is trying to break out as open interest rises. Well, it's getting soaked up by supply, and then that's not a good sign. But when you actually get this break of structure and you get the rise in open interest, it doesn't concern me too much. Volume by side up slightly there as well. Order book depth, yeah, has come off a little bit, as we can see, because we're moving away. Yeah, order book depth is going to drop as price moves away from those resting bids. Right, 15-minute chart. Let's have a look at what the other exchanges are doing. So all we have to say here is perps are still very, very bid. Funding is chilled. Just be aware that we could come down, confirm some zones before getting further expansion. I'm not seeing a fresh reason to short the price action right now. Okay, I'll just make that clear as pos. Yeah, what's up, guys? What's up, Alexi? DZ, what kind of setup would you look at now if BTC, if you're high time frame trade looking to hold for days or months? I'd look at, it's a good question, and it's something that I mentioned at the beginning of the week and on the last live session as well, and I would look at the liquidity king. Okay, so very, very quickly, we'll just go over that really, really quickly. Last live session we did, if you go to my playlist and have a look at liquidity king template playlist, okay, it's very, very good for higher time frame buyers. Okay, so you've got perpetuals here, spot here, and an open interest RSI metric. I can quickly share this if you want it. If you want it, come and get it. If you're on the platform, there's your template. Okay, and basically what I said is you are getting a rise in perps liquidity here. Okay, so it's generally indicative of the market getting a little bit frothy. Spot is still a little bit chilled, okay, but perps is rising now. So what I'd be looking for in the coming weeks, because this is obviously a 4-hour chart, you can look at this on a daily chart as well, okay, is for perps to come. You can just see in some of these previous areas, like that spike there, yeah, right into this consolidation zone there, giga nuke, okay. Last one was up here. We obviously went a little bit higher to get that distribution, but we did eventually giga nuke in confluence with spot, in confluence with open interest. Okay, so this is what I would be looking for. I'd be looking for a further rise in this. You know, maybe we go a little bit higher. Whether that's, I'm not going to speculate too much on it, whether it's 100k, 105k, whether we go even higher and put in an all-time high. I would certainly have no qualms about checking this out. If the market's getting super frothy, take a bit of profit, chill for the summer, come back in Q4, and then we'll see what we get. Okay, that's what I'd be looking at. And with regards to this as well, this is an entry indicator, obviously. So look at this on a daily or 4-hour chart. Keep having a check on this every day. We're getting big rises in here. And then what you want to be looking for is then just go to a 15 5-minute chart, obviously. Let me just refresh that. Yes, I am on Safari and I should be on Chrome. And then basically, as you are reviewing that high liquidity and that froth in the market, yeah, as everyone gets bullish again, maybe the meme coin cabals are back and are shilling animal meme coins again with their fucking stupid haircuts and their baggy clothes in Hollywood or wherever them cunts live. Maybe they're shilling meme coins again. Everyone's bullish, but you see the Liquidity King template is on very, very froth mode. Okay, it's looking very, very hot. Then I'd look for ultimate supply up here again. Yeah, I'd look for ultimate supply, big top levels, people trying to get out, really, really heavy supply on these lower time frames. Yeah, and then take a bit of profit. And then, you know, down to you as traders. Do you want to execute a few hedge short positions? Yeah, maybe funding's high, open interest is high. Maybe you just get a 1x, 2x short over the summer, depending on what volumes you guys trade, and pay yourself a bit of funding, if anything. Really, really, really low risk hedge shorts over the summer. You know, that's what I'd be doing. But that's all speculative. Maybe we just go up only all summer. I can't say I've ever known that before. And it wouldn't surprise me if S&P and NASDAQ put in some good performances over the next few weeks and actually have a little bit of a roll over the summer as well, to be honest, as the New York City boys go on break to the Hamptons. Anyway, right, what we on about? I've been chatting shit for how long? I've been chatting shit now. Only 15 minutes, right? You're gonna have to drop questions and have a look at some alts. But yeah, that's basically it. Look to see if we get a little bit of a drop here on BTC. You can already see some more limit orders coming in here. I think if we start to drop back that far, it's a little bit of a swing failure and a failed break here. You don't want to be now dropping back to this area, for me personally, to be honest, especially seeing how dominant this bid is on the perps market. But a quick look at everyone else. Obviously, Coinbase Pro have still got that resting limit 100k. Let's have a look at the Gemini twins, 100k. What an absolute set of knob ends. Why is everyone trying to sell 100k? Do they not know we are going to 1 million? Nice to see from Kraken. Where have they got a spot limit bid right on that previous resistance? Do we turn that into support? Smart traders. Qcoin. Nothing to see from Qcoin. I think they are skin and degenerate, just like Bybit, and they've been smashed out the market. CoinM have been doing some selling. Very valid up here. Absolutely valid to take profit up here. You know, that's the way you can see that. And then they're willing to get back in there as well. Yeah. So, with that being said, shall we have a look at a few alts that have performed well? Top performer for me, personally, I think has been DeFi has been doing very, very well. And CRV is been doing absolutely amazing and responding very, very well. So as Bitcoin hits its lows, that's kind of thing you want to be looking for, is do these altcoins find a bid as well? CRV, very, very bid. Let's flick through a couple of other alts of interest. Aave, I thought Aave might follow. It has to a certain extent. A little bit more of a difficult trade, I think, on Aave. But yeah, DeFi doing well. Let's have a look at ETH and some of the others then. ETH, despite the fact, I think it will still perform well. The order book is not that good on it. It's not that good. You do have some bid strength here. It's not bad. And I think the higher time frame ETH chart is looking good. We shouldn't say that, should we? Because what we'll do is we'll jinx it. If everyone says the ETH chart's looking good, it's probably going to go to zero. Look, ETH is going to follow BTC for now. I don't care what dominance is you know, what's going on with dominance. I think ETH is just going to follow. And the reason I'm saying that is because the order book is a bit shit and a bit light. No one's getting in aggressively here to send ETH immediately. Max says, Virtual went completely nuts since the low yesterday. Did it? I need to put that in my list. I'll look at it next. Let me just have a look at Sol. So Sol into a buy zone yesterday. Alt Diamonds into a buy zone. Your risk would have been this bottom top level at 139. Okay, if you're unfamiliar what this is, it's our alert system. Okay, so these aren't crosses or momentum indicators that Nick just drops on. It's a pure bid ask alert system. Yeah. Okay, so we can put those on the charts once we get a log from them. Okay, so you add the alert. It's based on volume, open interest, top levels, which are your resting limit orders. I've even got a delta alert there, okay, liquidation alert. We've got the whole caboodle, as we say here. But what I just wanted to point out on Sol is this is a beautiful chart to day trade. Yeah, even if you were just along yesterday, take a bit of profit here and then see what you get. I think Sol can be very, very strong when it comes to supply. That was obviously a nice day trade the other day. Got the old Fauci alert down, okay, after that wick. That was nice. We found the demand. This resting limit bid has been there for a while. And yet, Sol is finding some resistance now. So again, I think it's going to follow BTC to a certain extent. I know some alts will just go apeshit and do what they want anyway. But Sol does tend to be strong against supply side, especially on spot. Okay, so it won't, don't just short these kind of levels, with expectation of giga nukes. Okay, it can quite easily push. Where's your next top level? Okay, it's that 158 level, just up there. Slightly pulled. I think someone's just slightly pulled that actually. So yeah. Very, very nice. STX has been lagging a little bit. I think it was quite nice down there. There was certainly some bid. I wasn't prepared to long this immediately there yesterday, but had a little scalpy day trade this morning. Took that off. Other coins of interest. ICP still looks good on the 4-hour, and I just think it's an interesting order book because someone is really, really trying to kind of TWAP in, or they've got some kind of algorithm running on this on the perp side. Spot, just a little bit of supply above there on ICP. Other coins I'm interested in. This was something that I saw on, keep an eye on API 3. I'm unfamiliar with it. I am unfamiliar with this one. I just quite like the chart. It popped up in the screener earlier. I don't know if it's still in top of the screener. I have this open all day long now, and the API 3 just popped into my screener right at the top as it was getting some bid. I thought, ooh, that's interesting. I'm going to have a look at the chart, which is the way you should do it. So let me just open it up here. Okay, so this is what I do. So then I had a look and I'm like, okay, I got like a 80-90 ratio there, bid. What's going on with this coin? Because I don't think I've really acknowledged the order book be strong on it before. So for me, what I then do is I'll just have a look at, like a 4-hour chart. So I open the 4-hour chart for this one. Wow, okay, really, really nice. Nice 4-hour chart, and it has these ridiculous spikes up after these kind of consolidations. Consolidation, chop, 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 spike. So yeah, I thought this one looked quite nice. Even if you get, which is typical for an altcoin to do, trendline traders beware, even if you get one of these slight deviations down and then up, I think that'd be quite nice. But yeah, like the look of that one, keep an eye on that. I think another one that was looking quite nice as well was OP, but I know they've now pulled the bids. So yeah, really, really, someone on spot. Oh, Nick's drawing top levels again. Let me just get rid of that. Someone on spot is really getting involved in OP. You can see here the limit orders, they just absolutely packed in and around the price action. Now, bear in mind, this is spot. Okay, so if this entity is filling price here with some limit bids, okay, and then price drops 1%, they're not going to be too fussed. Yeah, they're not going to be too fussed. Perps traders, that's why we like looking at perps books as well, because these guys get a little bit more dynamic and will push price around. Okay, spot guys can enter, okay, and they're not too bothered about a bit of slippage in price. They'll hold, maybe they're holding for months, maybe even longer, weeks, weeks, months, or even longer. Okay, but keep an eye on OP because it has got some ridiculous depth going on at the minute, and someone is quite committed. And again, I'm not too familiar with the project, but someone is quite committed to bidding this asset up. Perps market, not much on it, to be honest. So yeah, not a bad chart. I think the 4-hour chart is not bad as well, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it's still downtrending, isn't it? It's almost kind of broke the back of this structure now. I'm not going to call that an inverse head and shoulders because that wick's a bit far away. But yeah, I don't think it's bad at all. Again, just watch out for the classic trend line trade. You can deviate below here and then get continuation. So low risk on these kind of assets, obviously. Don't go 1000x pump fund on these kind of assets. you know, get a little bit better confirmation. Let's have a look at some other stuff then and drop in the chat. Oh, virtual. Have we got virtual in here then? I think we have, haven't we? I need to put it in my watch list. Holy shit. Ah, damn. Max, was this the one I posted for you? Motherfucker. I think Max asked us in the private Discord if anyone's got an alert, or was it you, Max? Or can you post me a chart? And I don't think it was there. Please tell me it wasn't there. When I said, oh yeah, look, it's quite good there. Motherfucking fuckface. Who cares? There'll be more. Really good chart, that, isn't it? Yeah, it's in supply now. If you, I mean, what's that? 30th? Yeah, a couple of days. If you make 48% on your altcoin trades in 48 hours or just over, you are BlackRock / Citadel / even better standard, to be honest. Yeah, that is unbelievable. Really good chart. Fuck's sake. Max, as soon as I opened that, I knew it. I thought we had a look at it around there. There's too many coins to trade, isn't there? There's absolutely tons out there to trade. Anyway, we move on. Rune, I'm always keeping an eye on Rune. Let's have a look. Let's just quick fire look through a few others, LTC, and then we'll chill out. We'll chill out and have a look at a few other things. Trump, sideways, not a lot to see there. Whiff, getting sold into. Fartcoin, uponly.com, want to trade only for the brave. Maker's been interesting, getting sold into now. Maker's got some good spot depth to it. The chart has been trending all year. Okay, if you look at a 4-hour or a daily chart on Maker, it's actually been trending all year. Interesting to see the perps depths though. Okay, so if you have missed any of these slow grinding moves up, perps depths are back trying to defend this 1430 area. So yeah, very nice. Oh, did we look at S? I don't think we looked at S, did we? Yeah, it's nice. Bit of supply at the minute. You know, again, I don't think this is a zone unless you see some altcoins that are really low down. I don't think this is the time to be risk on longs. Yesterday was the time, or maybe at the beginning of the week, to be honest. You know, I think it's a little bit of a manage your position zone, this, especially when you get these kind of supplies. And if you crack these kind of supply zones on S or any of these, then great. But manage your risk if you're in these kind of trades, and enjoy your week. Let's have a look at Sue. Sue OBD alerts are absolutely brilliant. So that's Alt Diamond Pro alert there, back on the 30th in the US session, uponly.com. Let me see if we've got any others. I think the last ones were a while ago there. So you've had two since last week. You've had 2 long alerts on Sue. This would have been a take profit for me. I think this was coming into the weekend. This would have been a slight take profit. So the long side alerts, a little bit of a failed one there. Then this one was good. You didn't get invalidate on that one back on the 23rd. Okay, on Sue. Continuation longs up. Okay, really good. And then when it rolled over, I think it was ultra overextended, and probably at a time when BTC was rolling over as well. But just to let you know, obviously Sue is just an absolute brilliant order book, so keep an eye on it. Right, what's going on in the chat? Could you tell us a bit more about your risk management approach when playing these alts? How much of your portfolio would you put in them? Stop loss percentage? Absolutely minimal. I mean, we've got a full course on it if you want to go and have a look at that. And obviously, if you go into the academy section, there's full risk reward in there. But the way to play it, I can give you a pure raw example, which would be which one was it? One of these assets. I think it might have been Maker actually from Perps. If you look at Maker Perps, oh, which one was it? I can't remember what it was. You want to be using, the way we play it is basically very simple. You want to be using the top levels, yeah? It might have been Whiff actually a while ago. So look at Whiff, that one there. It's quite a difficult one to execute it because bear in mind you're on a 5-minute chart, yeah? But let me have a look at that. Let me have a look on a 3-minute chart, right? So you get this is a nice example, okay, but a difficult one to execute on, I would say, because it was quite quick. So you had 5, 10, 15, 20. You had about 25 minutes down in this zone. Okay, about 10 minutes since you got the alt diamond alert. So this is an alt diamond alert in here. Okay, so the alt diamond alert tells you that you're in demand. You're in demand on spot and on perps. Let me just show you perps there. I might have to zoom back. There you go. Okay, but the spot chart is very, very good on this one, yeah? And then you've got a massive top level on here. So whether you see that this top level fills or not, what you want to do is basically give yourself a little bit of room. And for me personally, I would give 2.5%. Okay, and if I'm buying demand, my usual process would be let price stop me out unless something ridiculous happens. Like, say, you know, the market starts nuking these levels and all this demand gets pulled in the order books, which you'll be able to see. Okay, then you might want to make a discretionary decision to then say, okay, the bid's gone. I don't think this is looking very good now. I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut that trade. But if you are buying demand, okay, it's very, very simple. And this goes for all assets. Now, you know, at the time where you're taking profit, you can do whatever you want with regards to taking profit. Everybody's different. But that is your trade. And if you just eyeball that, screenshot it, whatever, yeah, let me just copy this and I'll find another one for you and we'll see if we can find a short. That is a long, typical long in the console all day long, yeah. What did we just look at as well? Can't remember the name of it, but yeah, basically that, nice and easy. Obviously if it's an altcoin, don't go too heavy on it, because they can be volatile. I would always prioritize your bigger assets, obviously BTC, ETH and Sol, because they do bigger volume, so they are just easier to trade. Yeah, when you've got low liquidity altcoins, it can be the case, and I always warn about this, that they will take all that liquidity. Yeah, so they might take all that liquidity and then move in your direction, because sometimes they just need to take that liquidity to actually move in the market. Yeah, so it's not a case of market makers hunting you or anything. They just need that liquidity to move. Other coins, what have we had recently? I can't remember. God, there's been a lot this week, to be honest. There has been a lot. CRV's been a difficult one. Oh, drawing top levels again. CRV's been a difficult one because it's been in a bit of a parabolic move. To be honest, so yeah, any of these, you know, you're in a demand zone. The top level's probably about 3% there. Okay, so you might just want to go in a little bit lighter with the respect of price can move. So you're entering around here, but then you might not go fully in. You know, don't market ordering at 1000x because you've got this lower level here. So it might be that the price can come down and take that level. Yeah, it just so happens it didn't. It had enough demand and it floated up. So I hope that helps a little bit. But yeah, drop in the academy section. Absolute wealth of knowledge in here. Free stuff all in here. Bennett's video is still relevant. Docs page for more education, but courses in here. So yeah, get involved in there. And we go into a lot more depth, to be honest, in those sections. So what's happening? Bitcoin moving up. Nice to see it. Let's have a look at some other shizzle. Yeah, and the way I would view it is I can use this chart as a typical one, to be honest. I've not traded Maker actually. I'm keeping an eye on it. What I would say is what you tend to do is you'll eyeball a level. Say like Ada, you know, Cardano. Love it or hate it, it's got a really good order book. You could have had, I would say that was one day trade, okay, and whether you round trip this or not back, I would say that was a second day trade there. And then it's up to you how long you hold these trades. Obviously I'm more of a day trader, so I'll hold for hours up to 24 hours. Okay, don't really hold perpetuals trades longer than that. I think it's I don't think it's healthy. I'm not going to talk about mental health or anything, but I just don't think it's healthy. You know, the amount of times people can, and myself, you can round trip these trades, you know. I mean, look at Cardano here. But yeah, basically use the top levels with demand on them, right? This is that's, you know, 6% trade for a day trade. Your Forex pips traders aren't fucking getting that. I can tell you right now, they'll get 0.001% of a fraction of a euro dollar or some shit, and I'm not even going to calculate how many pips is that, but they ain't getting 6%. You know, so you know that's one. Maybe you go 2% risk and take 4%. So maybe you TP up here, you know, as a day trade or a scalp, yeah. And then you had another one there, yeah. You didn't get as far, obviously. And then again, that's discretionary, isn't it? How much you want to take off this. And then what you start to see is the top levels kind of like, they get a bit jittery and they move. And it is Cardano. I mean, it's not fucking Bitcoin or any good asset, is it? Or SU or Sol or anything. So they get a bit jittery. You bounce another time and then you come down again. Now, what I would say about this is... this one here is not bad. You had demand, but just please appreciate that you've got room to come down and fill this level here. What I would say about this is you've now come down. You could call it 1, 2, 3, right? And then your price is going down to that level again. As we all know, especially if you are trading a range or something, fourth time's a charm. It's not always going to hold, is it? Yeah, just like we've seen Bitcoin take the highs at the minute. So just be aware of that. And at that time, no demand on it either. Okay, let's have a look at Algo, because I think Algo is a pretty good chart as well. Algo is another one. Even if you traded this one back here, I don't think you should have been stopped out. And this is a typical example of getting long in here. Okay, you obviously don't, again, you don't know where it's going to go, and that's down to you guys. Are you going to go for an 8% move, 6, 7, 8% move? Again, that's fucking huge, yeah? It's a shame that crypto traders are always of the opinion of, yeah, this is going to infinity. Well, why don't you relax, take a nice percentage on a small leverage trade, and then take some profit, and then, you know, hunt the next setup. What I would say, but why I just want to show you this one quickly is, so give yourself 2%, 2.5% or something, yeah? What would this trade, so this level, whether it filled or not, I'm not sure. I'd have to zoom right in, and I wasn't looking at the trades panel at the time and the order book changes. But all I'm going to say about this one is when that level's gone and the demand's gone, you are buying demand, yeah? The level's gone, it comes back down. You've then got to say to yourself at this point, okay, I'm buying demand. Do I let price just stop me out? Because I know I'm buying demand. I would say yes, okay? Generally, I would say yes. I'll just let price stop me out for 2% and I'll move on, yeah? Because in this case, as price rolled over here, you could have shit yourself and gone, oh, for fucking fuck's sake. Right, market's nuking. It's going to zero. As it happens, no, it isn't. And if you held on to this, you know, you even got 15% there, okay? If you held for over 24 hours, you'd have woke up for the next day and see that actually the bid is actually getting dynamic and looking to push price further, right? This is then where you have a look at taking a bit of profit, yeah? Really, really nice chart on Algo. So I just hope that gives a little bit of insight and makes it a little bit clear. AVAX not doing much. Right, let's chill out then. Let's chill out. Same with big time here. Not even sure how relevant this project is, but you've had a couple of trades off big time. I know this chart looks messy. Sometimes the perpetuals futures charts do look messy like this when they've got this kind of constant massive algorithm bid, yeah? But yeah, you could have taken this one, absolutely wicks down. You'd have to be a bit of a sharpshooter to execute down here, but you've got a good few percent there. Yesterday when it failed that level, unfortunately, because I was eyeballing this yesterday in the live session, if anyone joined us, I was eyeballing that level, yeah? It failed. It failed at the point when Bitcoin was coming down as well. So just obviously, it's kind of obvious, isn't it? But just be aware of that with everything else. Book of Meme, again, good one. Traded that a little bit at the beginning of the week. Bit of an unusual algorithm going on in there. We just noticed that in the screener. Okay, so it was like, this is unusual. And that's what you're going to look for in the screener, you know, look for those anomalies in the order book. That's what I like to look for. Okay, so traded that a little bit up. Absolutely, just someone absolutely mega plowing the bid in there. That was a good one. We obviously had Brett the other week, which was a beaut from down here. So regarding this one, again, you can quite literally get rid of all the mess. Oh, I can't even show it. I'd have to go to Perps heat map. Yeah. Okay. So get rid of all the mess. Just get yourself a pure top level. Okay. Posted this one in the private Discord for the guys last week. Might want to have a look at Brett. I was checking it on the DEX charts as well. Noticed that the volume was up a little bit on it on DEX. Then I'm seeing on Binance Futures, you've got this top level with an absolute wealth of bid on it. Okay. So you had 1, 2, even 3 chances to get in on this one. And again, whether you're a fan of Brett or not, that is an absolute mega 2% risk, and you've done really, really well if you hold it right up there, because you know some people might see that spike and you might just walk away with 43% profit there, depending on what leverage you use. But yeah, really, really nice chart from Brett. Generally, and again, this is what I'm saying. So look at this, right? So this chart looks messy, doesn't it? Yeah. Really, really messy. You've got candles, we've got bid on the chart, right? So if you're looking at the screener, or if you're just looking at your alerts and something pops in, the alert or the screener, okay, is just saying to you, have a look at the chart. So Brett at that time popped up to the top here like it is now, you know? Popped up to the top, but I noticed open interest was down, funding rate was down as well. Oh, Brett, okay, so Brett's, you know, I've not really looked at Brett in a while, and that was when it was back here. It was back here. I was like, holy shit, wow, that looks good, you know? Okay. So it's an anomaly. It's an anomaly in the order book. Someone is getting aggressive in the charts and wanting to bid this up. You look at the top level there. And I have to just repeat, that is going to be key. Yeah. Absolute key. The top level. Top level are key. Please, please, please. Just, you know, that is it. And it goes the same for the ask side as well. You know, if you see that, obviously this would all be red for the sell pressure. If you see that, that's an absolute, what I would call fire and forget short position, just down. You know, we're maybe not in that kind of environment right now. Obviously, oh crap, let me just redo that. But yeah, some really nice charts going on. Right, let me just quickly have a check while you lot think of any questions. Let me just have a quick check of Stonk market. A little bit mixed. We've still got some earnings. Coming up. I think we had Microsoft and Meta last night, didn't we? I think we've got some more tech earnings today, so keep an eye on that for any volatility. But I think it's Amazon tonight, actually. It might be Amazon earnings tonight. But with that being said, it's not really affected our magic internet money too much, has it, really, at the minute? What's Bitcoin doing? What level did we come down to there, then? 95.7. Let me just put that back on. Quick refresh. What did we come down to? 95.7. Okay, yeah. What's our ratios looking like? 58 ratio, 45 on Bitfinex. Yeah, these guys still want to bid it. Looking good, looking good. Right, let's chill for a bit then and see if you guys have got any questions or any alts you need to look at. I'll have a look at the screen and see what's going on. So obviously we're moving up, which is nice. I'm not going to get overexcited. I don't think it's a time to get overexcited. You know, as DK mentioned on one of the last Discords, it's now a time to, you know, manage that. If you've got risk on, it's now time to manage it. You know, maybe take a bit of profit. Do you want to look at potentially higher time frame hedging a short position when that liquidity chart gets a bit higher? You know, but look for supply of that, obviously. But maybe we want to start looking at what is in supply, okay? So I've got this on the bid side, looking at perps and at spot over here. Maybe we want to start looking at the supply side in the coming days. As always, you know, hedge that position. Does everyone get overexcited as Bitcoin moves up and towards 100k? And we want to look for shorts. You know, you've got to have that attitude. So yeah, have a look at the short side as well. You know, have a look at it, consider it. You don't have to take any, but plan. You know, maybe it's not this week. You know, maybe not today, but plan. Have a look. You know, where you're going to take profit, where you're going to hedge your positions. Where's that daily and higher time frame resistance going to come in? Let's have a look. Any resistance coming up? Yeah, just Sol really. Funding rate's actually down on Sol, so it won't surprise me, especially on something like Sol, to stretch a little bit further, to be honest. Let's have a look. Do you think it's reasonable to filter after a specific volume last 24 hours in the screener? Yeah, you could do. Yeah. Don't forget you can click on these. So if you're seeing some, you know, you can just click. Don't forget you can just click on the asset and check 24 hours, 7 day, and 30 day. Yeah, you could filter. You could filter. Yeah, I don't know if we've got a timing on the filter, have we? We might not have a timing on the filter. Let me know. Might be. Let's have a look. Have we got filters? Yeah, I'm not sure if we've got timing. But you can certainly just click on the asset and check it. Yeah, I think it already is. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and then if you just click on the asset to see a higher time frame, 7 day or whatever. Engine, Savaro, can we check Engine? Shame about Engine. I was hoping for big things in Engine, and it just seemed that it lost the limelight, didn't it? With Sol and the memes the other year, up only. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking a high time frame chart. Order book's not too good on it, and you'll hear me say that a lot. Order book's not too good on it. Why is that? It's possible that it's just not doing much volume. Yeah, it's not doing much volume. Not a lot of people are trading it. You tend to find that the better order books come in on Sue, Sol, obviously some of the bigger assets. Even XRP. XRP's got a good order book. Look at that top level there. Yeah, that's another one. Another one I saw last night. I stayed up a bit last night, actually, much to the dismay of Mrs. Nick, but we've got to look for them opportunities, haven't we? Another one, XRP. Don't move much because it's a shitty lizard Illuminati coin. Brad Garlic House's Illuminati coin. I know they're trying to buy Circle or what are they trying to buy? Circle USDC or something? Anyway, cunts. Yeah, XRP is great with top level. So whether you're a fan of it or not, you can still fucking trade it, yeah? And it moves well, yeah? It's not like some of these shit coins that will, you know, do this and fucking, you know, they're not market making by Wintermute or anyone and fucking up, down, they even go left and all this shit and do this, don't they? Yeah, so, you know, I would advise if you're trading perps of any kind of volume yourself, look for the coins that trade good volume, and XRP's got a good order book. Love it or hate it, if you're into the lizard Illuminati or not, it's got a really good order book. Anyway, Engine, my point being is, Engine and some of these coins don't have a very good order book, and I can tell that straight away here because these kind of intermittent lines look a bit algorithm, you know, and it's probably not got a good order book because not a lot of people are trading it. You'll hear us say that the more people trade in the asset, obviously like Bitcoin, the more data we get and the more edge we have in trading that asset in the market. Engine, let's have a look at it though. Let's see where we're going. Engine, yeah, I mean it's doing well, but I mean a lot of coins are obviously doing well today. So XRP offered to buy Circle, but Circle said no. Yeah, so I'd tell them to ram it as well. I'd tell them to ram it. Absolutely, piss off. Let's just have a look at a higher time frame on in. Ooh, high time frame's nice, isn't it? Ooh, yeah, boys. Yeah, boys. Let's have a look. Fuck off. What is that? Excuse my language. Oh, what is going on here? Reset. There we go. Yeah, very nice chart. So look. When you zoom back, a lot of alts are going to be down only, aren't they? Obviously. Let me go to a daily chart. Oh, God, Nick was trading the distribution range up there. Look at that. Yeah, it's a nice chart. Why is it a nice chart? Let me just get rid of that. Because very technical. Trend, up, expansion, distribution at the top. Don't know. I must have been trading a range and some kind of trend up there back in the day. I might have even been trading a breakout there, to be honest, back in 2023. Yeah, trend, breakdown, potential inverse head and shoulders. You know, maybe. I'm not going to call it that just yet because it's a bit wonky. But it's a nice chart. It's a nice chart, and it obviously trades technically very well because if you look at it here, at this point here on the daily, and it'll show on the 4 hour as well. Break the trend, back test the trend line, giga nuke, absolute nice classic tier level. So let's quickly, you know what I'm going to do, because the OGs on here know I always do this because I love a range. Yeah, look, so even though despite the order book might be a bit shit on Engine, I would look for this. Look, it's outside its value area high at the minute, so I certainly wouldn't be saying, you know, long it. But you could look at this point of control holding there, for instance, at $10, 9.9. That's a good one. Yeah, nice kind of, even a nice kind of Adam and Eve pattern there. Look, up. So it is actually, I might have to keep an eye on this because it's just technically a very nice chart. Yeah, I'd be looking at this zone for holding for higher time frame push, and it'll be onwards and upwards. You've hit this resistance, so look, again, very technical. Down, support, bounce, break, resistance, pop, not quite a swing failure, but distributes there. Down, absolute deviate the lows, Adam and Eve pattern, up, resistance, down, point of control. Now we're looking to break, right? Now looking to break. Not personally a breakout trader. I don't think the win rate is very good on them. But yeah, it's a nice chart, and you can just see those levels there. So yeah, even if it comes down a bit, just look left. Look left. You want to be holding this $10 level region, really, if anything. That would be good, I think. Yeah, nice chart. Are they still doing much, Engine? Yeah, I think in 2022, 23, I thought they were going to do absolute mega stuff. But obviously, yeah, like I say, the Solana ecosystem and all the memes took over, didn't they? Just like the ETH ecosystem and the NFTs took over in 21, 22. What's next then? Let me know what's next. Are memes back? Could be. Not so sure myself on certain memes. I still think some will do well. I certainly think a lot of memes, if you see some big high time frame pushes on them, I think some of the big bag holders on memes will shit their pants and use it as exit liquidity. But I could be wrong. You know, maybe you just have to believe. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, the 4 hour and the daily chart on Engine is great. Really nice. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that, to be honest. Really nice. I'm going to have to put it in here, actually. I am going to have to put it in here. In my watch list, USDT, let's have it in there. What I might even do is, because you've mentioned it, thank you, Savara, I'm going to add it to my spot double bands list. But it means I might have to get rid of something. Or copy this. ENA, do I want ENA? Yeah, I'm quite liking the look of that. Maker, let's get rid of Maker. Let's have Engine. Let's have Engine in here, because if we get some kind of back test and it gets really good spot bid, this is now gonna alert me to that fact that it's getting good spot bid, and actually I'm gonna drop it in here as well if I've got room. Which I haven't. Uni OM. OM's dead, isn't it? I'm gonna get rid of OM. I thought they might have a giga comeback, but I'm not sure if they're gonna. I think the team is still present on OM. But yeah, not sure. I thought it was quite a good risk reward trade in these lows that we're seeing on OM. But measure twice, cut once. I always like to just check that they are in. So yeah, let's see what we got then. Right, so drop in the chat if you've got any more questions. What we'll do is we'll summarize BTC soon, but I think it's pretty obvious what's happening. And then what I might do is do a live session again tomorrow, but like yesterday's, where it's just chill out music. I say chill out, got the old tech and deep house pumping out yesterday, but more just music on text chat. So let me know in the chat if you did get anything out of that or enjoy that, and I will do a few more of those, because it's quite easy for me to do while I've got this screen open and I'm working on my other monitor. I can just keep the music playing, you know, if it's beneficial to anyone to keep some of those live sessions going as people dip in and out. I can do a live poll, actually. more longer live sessions and text chat. Yeah, because we'll always still do the live sessions where we have a chat, and obviously don't forget DK of TRDR, and you need to get involved in those Discord sessions as well. Okay, music and text chat. Yeah, you need to get involved in those Discord sessions as well with DK, because obviously DK is the TRDR team. Okay, I'm a humble trader that likes to help out, get involved in the Discord and help that team out. You know, I feel part of the team, but DK and Shaquille are the main men in there, so you need to get involved in those Discords that DK does Monday, Wednesday and Friday. Okay, for an hour you'll get some mega insights from DK there. So but I'm just feeling I might keep up with some of those longer text chat and music sessions, because as I say, it's quite easy for me to do. Right, so let's summarize BTC then. Uponly.com to infinity and beyond, basically. No, look, high time frame, keep an eye on the liquidity chart as we get hot up here. Okay, what you'll often find is you know, I've not changed this template much over the years, okay, in the last few years. What you'll find is perps chart will get red hot. You'll be in a supply zone. You'll see the supply zone on the 5-15 minute chart. Keep an eye on this for a bit of take profit and potential for a hedge short. Open interest, spot market up, perps market up. Okay, keep an eye on that in the coming weeks. I'm going to keep repeating that until you guys do, to be honest. And obviously I will post as well when that chart does get very hot, and I do have an alert on it anyway. Obviously it got high here, but that was a breakout. But these two were nice in this range. Okay, really hot market. What it's telling me is that the spot market, perps market, moved up. I think I've got it at 10 or 20%. Okay, and then the open interest was high as well. When it doesn't work is on these kind of breakouts. Okay, when you get a breakout, it's not so good. And then in the lows, okay, got the little rocket symbol. I have not just dropped these on here. These are part of the alerts. Okay, I can't just draw these on here. These are part of the alerts. When you get the rocket symbol, it's when the perps market, spot market and open interest has absolutely been nuked. Uponly.com. And even if you got a bounce for a day trade there, and then that was our big last distribution zone. Okay, we did go higher up to 110, but big distribution zone, it's a warning, so higher time frame warning. I can share that alert if anyone needs it. Yeah. DZ, what's your background, if you don't mind me asking? Just asking due to massive body of trading knowledge usage. I was a graphic design and repro graphic studio manager. I'm probably a lot older than some of you guys. I was a studio office manager for 17 years. But then back in the day, yeah, I can share that alert with you. Just bear in mind it's high time frame, but then back in the day I was still trading a little bit of forex, do I dare say it, the pip boys. I was trading forex and in investing in my spare time, okay, because I used to work shifts and then I went to work more of a daytime. So I used to work shifts, then I went to daytime. Used to manage a studio and office, and then back in 2000, so started trading, I think it was 2015 or 16, forex indices. Used to love trading the German DAX and the big European indices in the morning, really good. Then I'd go off to work, and then interest from 2015-16 picked up, and then as we entered 2019, my thought process was, I think I might be able to go full time with this. Okay, didn't know COVID was coming or anything. Yeah, and then we obviously know what happened in 2020. Yeah, so 2019 passes. I'm thinking, okay, doing all right from this. I think I'd like to try and go full time. 2020 happens, March 2020. COVID crash, okay. but Bitcoin was cheap then. What did we get to? 3K or something like that. And then basically I took voluntary redundancy, as it's called over here, in April of 2020. So big risk taking voluntary redundancy because crypto prices were all low. I only started investing in crypto in 2018, so I feel I was late to the party, to be honest. I think I was late. I had a bag of everything, XRP, ADA, Bitcoin, Link, fucking everything. So then moving into 2020, prices were still low. So big risk to say, right, I'm going to quit my job. But security back then was when you take voluntary redundancy, you get a payout. And obviously I'd been at the last job for 17 years. And crypto was nuking. It was all in the lows, you know. You remember oil was nuking. Oil went to negative numbers. BTC went to 3K. So that was it, really. Then, you know, trading ever since, to our detriment. We've been through all kinds of trenches, as the kids like to say. I'll say I'm probably a lot older than some of you guys. You know, we've been through the trenches, haven't we? You know, but yeah, I still think good things are coming. A lot of projects will come and go. I think Bitcoin's obviously here to stay now. And I would say predominantly Bitcoin trader. We all get involved in altcoins and stuff, and you know, but really I would say, yeah, you want to be a Bitcoin trader predominantly. It's safer, you know, day trading. Obviously, I hope you guys all hold a little bit of spot and stuff, but you know, if you just day trade Bitcoin, you're not going to go too far wrong, you know. Big banks and hedge funds, no sir. I don't think they've got the fucking knowledge that we have, to be honest, have they? I think we are the when it comes to, you know, it's funny actually, I'm reading a book called City Boys. Go have a look at it on Amazon. It's about a trader in the late 90s to 2000s, and he's basically an analyst, probably on 150 grand a year in the city, and this is in the dot-com bubble. Okay, go and just search this on Amazon. It's called City Boys, and basically they don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. That, you know, that's not going to be said for now. You know, I'm sure there's some very smart people out there, but they don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. They're just all on drugs and booze, and you know, get paid to push narratives on stocks one way or another. I think we are the smart money when it comes to crypto, to be honest. Max, how did you trade forex and indices back in the day? Oh mate, shit. I did absolutely shit. So I was trading on a platform called ETX Capital. Don't know if you've heard of it. ETX Capital, pretty good platform, to be honest, back then. Fucking hell. Literal lines on a chart, support and resistance. You know, top down, weekly, daily, 4-hour chart. And I tried everything. Fucking started with all the good stuff that everyone does. You go for everything, don't you? MACD, RSI, what's, oh god, just through everything. But it always horizontal price action, top down, weekly, daily levels. It is the best, you know. Nick, please share your settings for alert diamond top levels. No worries. Alexi, I thought you would have this by now. You'll have this one, won't you, Alexi? Let me just copy that. Copy. So yeah, basically this is a combination of, you want confluence of perps market, spot market, conditions being in the 1 to 2.5 zone. Okay, sources 1 to 2.5, and conditions, you want spot and you want perpetuals, bid. Okay, this is bid, and you want them in and around, and I've got a 2% deviation from the largest top level at that time. So let me just save that. These are all in Telegram and Discord sharing as well. Oh god, let me just, there you go. They're all in the Discord. I don't think I've changed that one too much, to be honest. So yeah, have a look at that. I've actually watched the 1 million trader UK show. What's the 1 million trader UK show? I don't even know what that is. Do you know, I do have to say, I don't really, apart from reading books, I still read books on the market and trading. I have to say, I don't really pay attention to a lot of what's... I was going to say a lot of what's going on. I do. That's wrong. I do pay attention to what's going on, but I don't really listen to many other... Despite the fact I'm obviously on YouTube now and stuff, I don't really listen to anyone, any other traders, to be honest. There's a couple who I think are brilliant and I, pay attention to, obviously. But yeah, what about the clean view template with top levels? Yep, can share that. Now, I have got 3, rightly or wrongly. Okay, so what you can do is, if you're on the platform, you can go to options here. Yeah, so you might have a view like this, or just a little arrow. You can go to options here, share with others, right? And you can either browse or share, yeah? So I've got my share in there. If you browse and just put my name in, right, you're going to get all mine that are in sharing. And the ones that I do have are top levels here. So BTC, mid and low, yeah? But I can share that with you now. And what I've got is, and I'll just show you quickly, that's the top levels there. Now, if you load that now, if you load that top levels now, for instance, and go to an altcoin, yeah, so it's good for BTC, but obviously we've got different volume settings in here with regards to what kind of volumes the top level shows, right? So imagine now I go to Pepe, right? It's not going to show me anything because I'm looking for top levels of a certain depth. So what I have to then do is, and you don't have to, but then I've got a lower one there, yeah? So you can see, now you can see Pepe's top levels there. And the only reason I've done that, you guys don't have to do that, don't follow me whatsoever, it's because I have this window open all day long, yeah? So I have ETH on BTC's top levels, okay? Then I have BTC here, obviously. Okay, then I might have, I've got USDT open because I'm obviously seeing what kind of supply it's hitting here, but I might have this on a mid, okay. No, I don't, so I've got that one on a low, yeah. So, it's not trade entry stuff, you're not getting much edge out of this, but it's just the fact, and I've got Sol on a mid here as well, and you might be able to get Sol on BTC actually. You only get one big level there, so yeah, I've got Sol on a mid as well. So yeah, they're all in sharing, yeah, and it's just the fact I have this open all day long, and then the other overlay window on another window with my broker and stuff, okay. And it might be a case of, like, I see a good alt in the screener, I might see a really good alt in the screener and go, all right, okay, this window is open all day long. I might just come in here and go, right, I need to keep an eye on Sue, for instance, yeah. And then I might have to put that to mid. I might need to keep an eye on Sue. It might have some top levels here. That's the only reason, yeah. Hope that makes that a little bit clear. What's going on Twitter? Anything? Any news? Is everyone getting excited because of the market? Skew's a good follow. Go follow Skew. Yeah, not a lot going on, is there? Let's have a look at the following. Anyone got any edge or alpha? Trump? No. Sol 180. Yeah, you always say that. These higher time frame charts are nice to post, aren't they? But madness. Right, let's go back to the full screen and let's have a little summary then. Let's go back. BTC, uponly.com, little retest and not much to show. Bigger depths are in control, you see. Bigger depths are in control. Yeah. So, yeah, summary on BTC. Not interested in shorts right now, even if we fall a little bit. We've got some nice aggregated depth of book. When I woke up first thing this morning, we had 1 billion aggregated depth book. Okay, so that's perps and spot showing on the bottom layer here. Okay, this is in sharing as well. So this template is aggregated order book or aggregated OBD. The only reason I call it that is because of this lower thing here again. And if you want to, again, I've got a video in my playlist on this called aggregated OBD, okay. But yeah, basically BTC summary. Yeah, not looking for shorts really, to be honest. Even if we fall a little bit now, I think yesterday and the time before, nice aggressive little day trade shorts. Even that one there, you got a couple of percent out of that. Take it off as you see price. You know, bears, they're not getting much meat on the bone there. Wake up, billion aggregated depth. Bands are in control, you know. I think we're going to go up a little bit further, so I'm not going to battle here against the bulls just yet, to summarize. All right, guys, so yeah, what we'll do is then we'll probably do a longer session tomorrow, just with the music on and chat as we watch what's happening. So join us then. Probably start in the European session. I'll keep it going for as long as I can while I'm working on a few bits and bobs. It's no problem to keep that whatsoever. Oh, the poll, let's have a look. No, 12% said no, not bothered. Cheers. Yeah, no problem with that at all. Let's end that. 88% said yeah. There you go. 87 said yes, and someone said no, we don't like your music, Nick. Thank you very much. We will we will not be watching that. So yeah, look, keep an eye on any lagging alts. Get your alerts in. Keep an eye on any lagging alts. Don't get mega excited here. Plan your position. What you're going to do if we get up here and we hit some major supply. Is liquidity very, very high on higher, on higher time frame and stuff. Just this is now a planning phase, I would say. But yeah, join DK on Discord live tomorrow. You've got to get in there for absolute alpha. I think we'll have a good end to the week. Could be a little bit excitable. See what we get. All right, guys. So yeah, speak soon. I'll drop a link for tomorrow's session and join us there. But if you're part of the 12% that don't want to, don't join us. All right, guys. Cheers. We'll speak soon. Cheers.